comprehensive CLAT preparation program ends now. BYJU'S Exam Prep brings to you over 300 recorded lectures, 300 plus hours of live classes, over 50 mocks across CLAT and non-CLAT exams, and 9,000 plus topic-specific preparation questions. All of this specifically curated by NLU alums and IM grads. So what's stopping you? Go register for the BYJU'S Exam Prep Scholarship Test now and get thousands of scholarships.
Hi everyone, good evening and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. How are you guys doing today? I hope all of you doing really good, and you guys are finally ready for the Symbiosis Law Entrance Test, and WAT and PI is going to be an important part of it. So here's our very first session. But before everything else, could you please confirm that I'm clearly audible and visible to everyone? Good evening, good evening, good evening. I hope you can hear and see me clearly, everybody. A lot of you had been asking me to conduct sessions on WAT and PI, and that's exactly why we have this session today. So let me exactly tell you what's going to be the agenda. What is this SLAT? What is this WAT, in case you don't know that? So all of those people who sat for CLAT or did not, but are yet to sit for the Symbiosis Law Admission Test. Symbiosis Law Admission Test is going to be a written test, okay? And it's going to be for 60 marks. But that's not the only thing that's going to be coming up in the examination. Apart from the written test, you're supposed to sit for the written ability test, and then you have to sit for a personal interview as well. So we have a few sessions planned for you so that you can prepare aptly for the WAT, that is written ability test, which is not a part of any other law entrance examination apart from symbiosis colleges. तो आपको WAT भी देना है, PI भी देना है. PI फिर भी कुछ colleges का part है, but the WAT is not a part of any other examination, and that's exactly why this session is happening. So let's quickly have a look at the agenda of the session. हम क्या आज की क्लास में discuss करेंगे? This session is going to be divided into 3 to 4 parts. And if you are sitting for SLAT, I would recommend you watch all the 4 parts. It's going to help you enough to prepare well for WAT and PI, that is personal interview and written ability test. So what are we going to be doing today's session? We'll understand the basic concepts of WAT. कि WAT है क्या, क्यों पूछते WAT, और क्या चाहिए WAT में एग्जामिनर को, और हम कुछ कॉमन टॉपिक्स डिस्कस करेंगे जो WAT में आ सकते हैं. Part 2, whenever it's going to be conducted, what are we going to be doing in part 2? We are going to be discussing the entire structure that one has to follow for WAT, okay? And how are you supposed to organize your ideas in this specific WAT essay that you write. So that's going to be discussed in part 2. So without any delay, let's quickly have a look at a couple of things, and then we shall start talking about WAT. One, we are going to have our scholarship test happening on 16th of April, 11 a.m. So if you are somebody who wishes to prepare for law entrance exams, this is your opportunity to avail lots of scholarships. Sit for the test. पहले enroll कर लेना, पहले register कर लेना, नहीं तो फिर scholarship test नहीं दे पाओगे. Give it in time and avail lots and lots of scholarships. Your golden opportunity right here. And we've launched our CLAT 2024 comprehensive course. So if you are somebody who is trying to prepare for CLAT 2024 and is looking for a program, this is one that we've launched. Please speak to our counselors on this number, and they will let you know more about the details of the program. I hope that makes sense, everyone. तो बात करना स्टार्ट करते हैं WAT की. WAT है क्या और आपसे एग्जामिनर डिमांड क्या करता है. तो basically when you are aspiring to get into one out of the 4 symbiosis colleges, you have to sit for the SLAT exam, and then you have to, according to your scores in SLAT exam, you have to sit for the written ability test. Precisely is going to be an essay that you have to write, and then you will be called for personal interviews. Accumulation of all these and the scores that you've got in all these, you will be given a final call in one of the 4 symbiosis colleges that you are aspiring to get into, be it Pune or Hyderabad or Noida or whatever campus you're trying to get into. So WAT is an inevitable part. आपको देना ही पड़ेगा WAT अगर आपको symbiosis colleges में जाना है, आपको लिखना ही पड़ेगा वो ऐसे. So even if you're not very good with that, This is your opportunity to get better with it. Attend the class very carefully. Practice karo ghar pe after the class happens, and attend the 2, 3, and 4 parts of this so that you are prepared amply and equipped fine to sit for the WAT. The WAT क्या है? It's basically आपको दो टॉपिक्स दिए जाएंगे और आपको उन दोनों में से कोई एक टॉपिक चूज करना है एंड यू विल बी आस्क्ड टू राइट एन एसे ऑन इट. ओके, नाउ यू मस्ट बी वंडरिंग मैम इसका वर्ड लिमिट क्या है? अगर मुझे ऐसे लिखना है तो वर्ड लिमिट कुछ भी नहीं है. रफली आपको 10 मिनट्स दिए जाते हैं, आपको अंडर दीज 10 मिनट्स आपको ये ऐसे लिखना होता है. ओके, so and that usually happens on the same date or a couple of days later after your SLAT examination has happened, depending upon your scores in SLAT. So दो टॉपिक्स दिए जाएंगे आपको, दो में से you have to choose one and you have to write down an essay on that. टाइम लिमिट, वर्ड लिमिट, टाइम लिमिट है बट वर्ड लिमिट कोई भी नहीं है इसके अंदर. एंड 10 से लेके 30 मिनट्स डिपेंडिंग अपन आपको कौन सा सेंटर दिया गया है, कौन से ईयर में आपका एग्जामिनेशन, मैक्सिमम ऑफ 30 मिनट्स इज गोइंग टू बी गिवन टू यू. वेरी कर रहा है कुछ सालों से, लास्ट 2-3 इयर्स से हम देख रहे हैं 30 मिनट्स का टाइम स्लॉट है. सो इन दीज 30 मिनट्स यू हैव टू राइट डाउन द एंटायर एसे. सबको ये क्लैरिटी है कि एग्जैक्टली WAT क्या है? I hope it makes sense to everyone what exactly is WAT. Then I'll start talking about that even furthermore. Send me a thumbs up everyone if everything's clear to you. What is WAT? जल्दी जल्दी एक thumbs up भेज दो. Okay, so I think so. Yes, that's clear to everyone. तो अब WAT क्यों लिया जाता है? If you know that, आप शायद जब ऐसे लिखो आप उस चीज को डायरेक्ट हिट कर सको जो पर्पस है, जो डिमांड कर रहा है आपसे एग्जामिनर. If you know that, it's easier for you to write that specific data, what is required out of you. Okay, so the purpose of WAT is, since you're going to be lawyers, आपकी ना कुछ एबिलिटी वो चेक करना चाहते हैं. Apart from your knowledge and the practice that you've done in the past, they want to check, of course, your knowledge in the WAT as well, apart from the SLAT examination. कैसे knowledge check करते WAT में? आपको they can give you a current affairs topic, they can give you an abstract topic, they can give you a generic topic. So any current affairs topic can be discussed, like the Russia-Ukraine war. Your opinion on that. ऐसा topic आ सकता है आपके पास examination में. Okay, you may also be asked any generic topic. Ultimately, your knowledge about what's happening around the world in the last decade is going to be tested, most likely. Or probably a very age-old practice that has been followed till date, like female infanticide, the skewed sex ratio. ये common topics है, इन पे भी आ सकता है. Ultimately, your knowledge is going to be checked through WAT. Two, how you think about issues. See, you're going to be lawyers. Probably somebody who's going to come out with a landmark judgment someday when you grow older. So they would always want promising candidates into their college, and that's exactly why WAT, because they want to know how you analyze issues that are being put across to you. So Russia-Ukraine war, अगर आपको topic दे दिया, what do you think about that? What is your mindset and your viewpoint about it? That is what they want to know. Apart from the knowledge कि आपको पता है ना ये Russia-Ukraine war है क्या? That's also is going to be checked. And then, of course, आपका language कितना strong है. Because if you ask me, मैम क्या मैं हिंदी में लिख सकता WAT? Of course not. आप लॉ हिंदी में पढ़ सकते हो? नहीं पढ़ सकते यहाँ, राइट? सो जब SLAT में आप लॉ हिंदी में नहीं पढ़ सकते हो, आप WAT भी हिंदी में नहीं लिख सकते हो. So your proficiency in language is also judged through WAT, and that's exactly why SLAT has only one section that's called reading comprehension section. It's not called English because they want to assess your ability to read, comprehend, and reproduce ideas. So I hope the entire purpose of WAT is clear to everyone. Why exactly is WAT conducted? Now let's start, and then of course how you organize your ideas. किस तरीके से, you know, we'll talk about organization in a bit, of course, because when I tell you how you're supposed to write an extract, how you're supposed to write an essay, we'll talk about organization as well. देखो, जब हम कोई क्लास लेना स्टार्ट करते हैं, when we start talking about, when we start teaching you a topic, we never start with, you know, difficult questions and then going to easy ones and then giving you the theory, because it's going to be too haphazard to go that way. Everything should be organized in a well-placed manner. So when you write your ideas, your information, your knowledge into a piece of paper, that also needs to be well organized. If you're pretty clear in your head how to present things so that when a reader reads it, it is crystal clear as a picture in front of him. That is what is expected out of you. So organization of ideas is another thing that is checked through WAT. Okay, now this is something very, very important. I want all of you to pay a lot of attention here. किस type के questions आते हैं WAT में? So we have either one type of question that will ask you to agree or disagree. For example, US or NATO backing Ukraine. Do you agree with US and NATO backing Ukraine, or do you disagree with the backing? US NATO opposing Russia. Do you agree with this or do you disagree with this? Or something as simple as that, the benefits of science. Agree or disagree? Social media addiction. Agree or disagree? So, essays में your opinion will come across by default. अब एक बात बताओ, if the opinion is asked by the author, for example, US backing, US opposing Russia, okay? Can I write something of this sort that says US opposing Russia is absolutely wrong because US should be friends with Russia because both of them are superpowers, and if they oppose Russia, there will be a world war. Can I say something of that sort? What do you think? Or for example, social media addiction. I disagree. Social media is not an addiction. We have so many good things to do on social media. Can I say something of that sort there? Think about it. The entire purpose of this session is to put some thoughts into your mind so that you know how to reproduce your ideas. Of course not. Yes, Alifia, good to see you back, my child. Of course not. Why? The next to next slide talks about do's and don'ts. So I'll keep this pending here. I'll discuss this in the furthermore slides. But right now, one kind of question is going to be agree or disagree with a topic. The next kind of question is going to be solution for a problem or issue. What could be a solution to social media addiction? What could be a solution to that? How can parents help their teenage children to get away from social media? How can India set an example in the G20 summit? Okay, so you will be asked to give a solution to a problem. Yes, Pritika, of course not. You aren't supposed to do that. Or probably solution to a problem that could be political, that could be social, that could be economical. But there will be a problem and you will be asked to give a solution to that. And the last one, a general discussion topic. For example, child marriage. Okay, so a general discussion. Or for example, science. A general discussion, how it helps us, how it can destroy us. Or nuclear power. It can help, it can destroy both. So a general discussion. For example, nuclear power. Okay, so you may have a general discussion as well. So these are a few types of questions that you may be asked. We categorize these topics into three categories. What are the three categories? You may have an abstract topic, you may have a current affair topic, and you may have a generic topic. Let's start talking about these. So abstract topic. I'll tell you a very funny abstract topic I came across a few years back. The abstract topic was Jatinder Satinder Tinder. क्या मतलब है इसका? Nobody knows. It's abstract. You have to reproduce your own ideas there. And then you have to write data there. Psychology of happiness. What is psychology of happiness? You as a child is asked something of that sort. How is life going to be more fulfilling? What is the key to more fulfilling life? Abstract topic. You'll have to think. Ek aur example, a string of pearls. What was it? What is a string of pearls? It's an abstract topic. So in the next class, I'm going to be talking about how you can deal with abstract topics or current affairs topic or generic topic. Current affair topic, Article 370, what is its future? और current affair में आते हैं G20 summit, global warming, COP26, again Russia-Ukraine war, US's dominance. All of these are current affairs. India's presidency in the G20. What is its future? Okay. The economic crisis in Europe. All of these are current affairs topic. Generic could be euthanasia, child marriage, female infanticide, all of that. Discrimination, untouchability, that still persists. Reservation in our society, in our culture, in our legal system. These are generic topics. Do you know what is euthanasia, by the way? If you don't, please read about that, because euthanasia last कुछ सालों से हर साल आ रहा है. Okay, so if you don't know what is euthanasia, please read about that. I hope you've already been through with your GK current affairs. जो चीज अभी न्यूज में है, exactly, yes, Valentine, if I got your name correctly, yes. So the entire, I'm sure you got the idea behind giving an abstract topic. See, now that you've put up a description about a string of pearls, funny Valentine, I'll tell you what, there is absolutely nothing wrong and right in abstract topics. And practice, sometimes it is conducted on the same date. If it is conducted on the same date, you will not be left with a lot of time to prepare for it. And that's exactly this session is happening today. Okay. So back to funny Valentine's statement. There is absolutely nothing right and nothing wrong with an abstract topic. You just have to make sure that the ideas you're presenting is crystal clear to the reader. You aren't confused in your own ideas. Your essay is a very organized one, because abstract topics can become hodgepodge. Okay, so you have to be careful about that. How to organize that? In the next session we shall talk about it. But ultimately, there's nothing right and nothing wrong about abstract topics, remember. So when I say the psychology of happiness, your psychology of happiness could depend on multiple things, various ones, different from mine. Yes, hand practice. It may. That's exactly why this session happens right now. Okay, so these are the kind of topics that we have. Now, everyone be very careful. I'm going to talk about do's and don'ts. We're going to apply these do's and don'ts to the next class when we learn organizing ideas. Okay. Today, after I discuss, I have 2 pages of do's and don'ts. When I discuss do's and don'ts, you have to practice writing an essay or 2 before attending the next class. Make sure you've written 2 essays following the do's and don'ts. Bookmark the video for later. Even when you are sitting for WAT, a day or 2 days before that, you can rewatch these videos. So make sure you save them or you share them wherever, to your dad's number, to your mom's number, so that it's saved somewhere. Okay. So back to it. Do's and don'ts of WAT. First, you are given a topic. You've thought about that. The ideas have to be coherent. How coherent? I start with something, I keep writing it, and then multiple thoughts keep coming to my mind. Every time a thought comes to my mind, I write it. New thoughts keep coming to my mind, I keep writing that. You know what are you making? You're making a khichdi. Because the ideas aren't coherent here. They're not going with the flow. So there has to be an organization of ideas. And how will you do that? You'll think beforehand, before writing. What practice you're supposed to do, I'll tell you that in the next session. How you're supposed to think before and how you're supposed to make notes and then recreate the ideas. So always coherent ideas. Next, refrain from giving biased opinions. See, in the first page, I asked you, can I write this very strongly opinionated, biased ones? I may get political topics. I may be somebody who might get Or for example, something as easy as euthanasia. I can give biased opinions on euthanasia, right? But should I be very strongly opinionated there? I would recommend no. I would recommend you write both plus and minus and let the examiner decide. Your idea is to analyze the existing situation. You can quote the existing laws based on euthanasia, but strongly quoting an opinion that says, no, it should never be allowed because it is taking away the right of life from a person, or yes, it should be allowed because so many people are suffering. Stay away from such strong opinions. And then when it's a political issue, absolutely stay away. Okay, so strong biased opinions, your opinion may be differentiating with the examiners. You can't take risk with that. Understand the topic being asked. Dude, you will be given 2 topics, okay? Dhananjay, please watch the WAT and PI. जब आप symbiosis का exam दोगे धनंजय, when you sit for the symbiosis examination, apart from the written test, you will be asked to write an essay and sit for the personal interview. Today we're discussing about the essay. Back to it. You'll be given 2 topics. You choose one. Choose one that you know about. If you don't know about either, you haven't prepared well. If you have prepared well, you'll know at least something about one of the 2 topics. Please understand what they're asking you. Don't rush. Okay, read the topic 2 times, maybe 3 times, and understand what exactly is the examiner trying to understand, trying to ask. So you have to be crystal clear about what the topic is and what is it asking you to do. Ideally, write 3 to 4 paragraphs, 3 or 4 at max. Sometimes people write 2 paragraphs. You know, it's easy to organize ideas into 3 paragraphs. I'm sure you must have done that in your school. Intro, body, conclusion. Remember that? कुछ याद आ रहा है? Similar sounding? है ना? So, you are going to be given a topic, write 3 or maximum of 4 paragraphs. Don't break it into small 7, 8 paragraphs. No, that's not going to help you, okay? How to write 3 paragraphs? What should be the body? What should be the content in the 3 or 4 paragraphs? Next class is going to discuss that. Think the structure you want to follow. Again, this is a recommended structure, intro, body, conclusion, but then you can always alter it a little. Think the structure, think the content, think the examples, think the opinions you're going to express in the passage. Thinking is very, very important before you start writing. Otherwise, you will ruin the entire examination. Memorize quotes. And when you memorize quotes, be factually correct when you quote Mahatma Gandhi said this. Mahatma Gandhi ने बोला था कि नहीं बोला था? You have to be sure about that, है ना? If you aren't sure, don't quote Mahatma Gandhi. So memorize quotes. 3-4 डालोगे, अच्छा लगेगा, fancy लगेगा पढ़ने वाले को कि कुछ तो पढ़ा है तुमने, तुम literature में interested हो. That's your way to gain some brownie points. But if you don't remember the person who gave you the quotes, don't quote them. Okay, prioritize, do not write everything that comes to the mind. This point is exactly related to this one. When you think, you don't write everything that comes to the mind. बहुत सारे लिखते थे, अच्छा ये भी लिख सकते हैं. 1 पैराग्राफ के बाद, अरे यार फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ में ये भी ऐड कर सकते थे, छोड़ दो. अगर और आइडियाज आ रहे हैं तो थोड़ा और ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग करो, लास्ट पैराग्राफ में किसी तरीके से ऐड करो उसको, but don't push it across. So organization is very, very important and thinking will help you with that. Content matters, bombastic words do not. देखो, you've prepared for law entrance exams. Can we construct a new code from? Yes, you can. Funny, that will work for us. Okay, but then एक बात याद रखना, funny Valentine. Don't write anything that can be offensive. You can construct a new quote. Very good. Write anonymous. Somebody said, ऐसा भी लिख सकते हो. But don't write anything that's offensive or grammatically wrong. Okay. Back to the last point. Content matters, bombastic words don't. You have learned so many words in the course of these months when you prepared for law entrance exams. बहुत सारे words किए थे ना, जबरदस्ती वो words सुनाने examiner को कि देखो मैंने words याद करा, I'm just putting them here. No. What the examiner wants to check is your thought, the knowledge that you have. So if a word naturally comes to you, good, put it there. But if you think it's unnecessary, I'm just putting there because I know this word, Don't do that. It will seem out of place and it will not help you at all. These are a few things which I want you to follow. A couple of more things that I have here. Grammatically correct sentences, correct spellings. Kisi word ki spelling nahi aati, change the word. Write some other word instead of it. You know so many synonyms. Grammar, I'm sure you worked so hard on grammar. You know what is going to be the correct grammatical structure. Avoid making mistakes. If you are confused with the grammar of a sentence, write an alternative sentence. But make sure it is grammatically correct. Think, we've spoken about that. Structure should be logical. We've spoken about that as well. Avoid repetition of ideas. कभी कभी होता है ना जब टॉपिक नहीं पता है तो हम एक ही बात को घुमा घुमा के लिखने लग जाते हैं. That will not help you. तो कुछ सोचो, नहीं याद आ रहा तो ब्रेनस्टॉर्म करो, रिलेटेड टॉपिक्स के बारे में सोचो, बट डोंट रिपीट the same thing into many words again and again. That will not help you. You can make the essay interesting by quoting examples, data, but you have to make sure that the data and examples are correct. If you are not sure, do not quote it. Okay? Proofread before you submit. If there are some errors that you found, you can eliminate them. And on that note, okay, I have a question. Can't it be so suspensive article as first we write about our opinion and then future paras in support to it? Or do we need to follow this intro body? Okay, you can, Alifia, but you know why this intro body conclusion thing is promoted so much? There is no risk with it. It's risk-free. You know, everyone will understand the structure. So that's why this structure is promoted so much. You can follow any other structure as well. I'll recommend a couple of more structures to you in the next class. Okay. So once again, a recap of everything we did. We've learned what exactly is WAT, what is asked, the kind of questions that will come into 3 topics, and do's and don'ts. In the next class, we're going to be talking about how to organize. Oh yes, Dhananjay, in the next class, I'm going to be telling you a list of topics. I'll be giving across a list of topics, previous year topics, topics that can come this time. I'll upload a PDF under my video that you can access for free. I will teach you exactly what the structure of passages could be. You can choose one out of many that I will teach you. Make sure you hit the like button, needless to say. Make sure you share the video with some of your mama, papa, anyone, so that this video is safe with you, because you will have to refer to this video. Trust me, you will have to refer back to this video again before you write your WAT. This is going to help you. 3, before you attend the next class, write at least 2 essays with your own conscience. Use any topics, write 2 essays. Okay. Dhananjay, when is the next class? You'll find that on our schedule in the homepage of our YouTube channel. I hope you have subscribed to the channel if you haven't done that. And if you're sitting for MHCT, our last lab to MHCT is happening every day at 9 p.m. Every day rather, not 9 p.m. Every day. My class is going to be on Monday. Last lab to MHCT at 4 p.m. बाकी faculties की भी रोज classes चल रही है. Don't miss out on that. We have approximate 1.5 hours of intensive teaching that we're giving you. Last lab to MHCT. Don't miss out on that. And our CLAT 2024 comprehensive course. We have limited seats. Rush up, call our counselors right away and know more about the program. Make sure you follow us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Telegram. Download our app on Google Play. The links of all these are there under my video in the description box. And that is going to be all for today, everyone. I hope it was an insightful session for you. If there are queries that you have, you can comment under my video. I'll read all of them and reply to you personally. Thank you and have a very good day, everyone.